Hi, this is Robert from Afterburner Comics. Find me on Instagram and YouTube as Afterburner Comics and at my website, afterburnercomics.com. I am just back from the movie theater where I saw Captain America: Brave New World. I will be giving my review of the movie, and just a heads up, there will be spoilers. Sam Wilson made his first appearance as the Falcon way back in 1969 in issue number 117 of Captain America, published by Marvel Comics. Throughout the 1970s, the comic became known as Captain America and the Falcon. Sam and Steve were kind of like the Crockett and Tubbs of the early 1970s. In 2015, Sam Wilson would take on the mantle of Captain America. So Sam's been at this for quite a while. Right off the bat, the weak point of this movie is its supervillain. The leader is at best, a second-rate member of the Hulk's rogue gallery. The true struggle here is Sam's struggle in living up to the legacy of Steve Rogers. In nearly every instance in Marvel Comics and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Sam Wilson has proven himself to be a good man, someone who will do the right thing. This is very similar to Steve Rogers. It is not the super soldier serum that makes Steve Rogers a superhero. It's not the shield. It is his strength of heart. It is his strength of character. It is his commitment to be a good person and do the right thing. Is that what it takes to be a hero? To just be a good person and do the right thing? Yeah. That's what it takes to be a hero. Be a good person and find the willingness, find the commitment, the resolve when the chips are down, when all hope is lost, to find a way to help others. That's what it takes to be a superhero. That's what it takes. The core of this movie is built around the MacGuffin of adamantium. Adamantium is an exotic metal in the Marvel Universe. In this movie, a source of adamantium has been found, and Japan and the US are locked in, a battle, and in sometimes an actual on some cases a philosophical battle, and in some cases an actual naval battle for the control of the adamantium. Now, as for the movie itself, I found Brave New World to be a competent action movie. For Captain America, I enjoy themes of intrigue and espionage. For the most part, I think Brave New World carries that theme. If I have a main issue with Brave New World, it is the appearance of the leader. And when I say appearance, I mean by just the prosthetic makeup that they use for the character or for the actor. And I don't know, just his general aesthetic throughout the movie. It seemed like an add-on. It seemed like there was not a lot of thought put into the development and the design of the character. I would have liked to have seen a better design for the character as an individual and just from his costuming. The majority of the tension of the movie comes from the portrayals of Sam Wilson and Thaddeus Ross. During the events of Civil War, General Thaddeus Ross was one of the main engineers of the Sokovia Accords, a protocol that basically outlawed superheroes. In Brave New World, now President Thaddeus Ross calls in Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, and he has a special job for Sam. He wants Sam to rebuild the Avengers. Sam is concerned about what will happen if Sam's ideals and the ideals of President Ross are at odds. That tension between Sam and Thaddeus carries throughout the movie, and I think successfully. It far more so than any problems that may be caused by the main supervillain of the leader. In case you're wondering, Red Hulk doesn't show up until the last act of the movie. We all have different life experiences that affects the way that we observe the world around us. In my case, there were two scenes in this movie that really stood out for me because of my life experiences. Isaiah Bradley was introduced in a comic series called Light and Truth. Essentially, he was the prototype Captain America. He was the first person, or one of the first test subjects to be given the super soldier serum. The character later appeared in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series on Netflix. In Brave New World, Isaiah Bradley is a well-dressed, silver-haired former military man, someone that I can relate to. There is a sequence of events in Brave New World where Bradley essentially has a Winter Soldier moment. He attacks the president, he is chased by security forces, and he's chased by Sam Wilson. And at one point, Isaiah Bradley is surrounded by security forces and police with their weapons drawn. I have to admit that I could really feel the tension in that situation. This was something more tactile than just a scene in a movie. This is something that I've seen play out, that we've all seen play out in actuality. I could easily recognize the real world danger that was being mirrored in the interaction between Isaiah and the security forces that were surrounding him. There is another moment toward the end of the film where Sam is reflecting on, I guess, the consequences of actions, especially or specifically the consequences of your actions when you are in a position, say someone in uniform or someone that, whether it's within your control or not, by your very existence, you are representative of a wide group of people. Any action on his part can affect society's perception of an entire segment of the population. The ability to say, oh, I don't care what people think about me. That statement, that approach to life is a luxury. It is a freedom that you don't have anymore once you put on a uniform as a professional. Once you put on a uniform, or once you take a position of responsibility, once you become that guidon. Based on the factors that I mentioned, I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. Now, granted, the supervillain is its weakest point. But to be honest, I don't think that the real conflict in this movie came from the supervillain. I think the true conflict of this movie was Sam's internal struggle, being the ideological struggle between Sam and Thaddeus Ross, and also Sam's struggle to meet up to the expectations of the world.